Ma'am, how can I help you?
I woke up this morning and my daughter was not in the house. I don't know if she walked out. I don't know what's going on, but she's not here.
How old is your daughter?
She's 5.
Hello, and welcome back to Crime Cat Podcast, where we delve into the most bone-chilling, wicked, and twisted stories that haunt the mind. Today, we will discuss the tragic murder of 5-year-old Shaniya Davis. Before we start, viewers be warned. This video contains graphic and disturbing content, including descriptions of violence and murder. Listener-viewer discretion is advised. Some details may be unsettling or triggering for certain individuals. Shaniya Davis, a radiant 5-year-old, was a beacon of innocence and joy. Her bright eyes sparkled with curiosity, her laughter was infectious, and her smile could light up any room. A child full of boundless potential, she was robbed of her future, her life cut short by a cruel and senseless act. Hailing from the seemingly peaceful town of Fayetteville, North Carolina, her life was tragically cut short in November 2009. The circumstances surrounding her death were both horrifying and heartbreaking, involving a twisted web of betrayal and wickedness. At the heart of this tragedy were two individuals, Antoinette Davis, Shaniya's own mother, and Mario Mcneel, a man who would become the catalyst for the young girl's demise. Their actions, driven by greed and a callous disregard for human life, would forever stain the memory of a child whose future held limitless potential. The tranquil town of Fayetteville was shattered by the sudden disappearance of 5-year-old Shaniya Davis on November 10th, 2009. A wave of fear and uncertainty swept through the community as her mother reported her missing. The once peaceful streets became a canvas of frantic activity as law enforcement officers and concerned citizens joined forces in a desperate search for the missing girl. Days turned into a blur of hope and despair as the search intensified. Yet, fate had a cruel twist in store. On November 16th, 2009, the heartbreaking news broke that Shaniya's lifeless body had been discovered in a deserted, wooded area. The autopsy report painted a harrowing picture of the young girl's final moments, revealing that she had endured unspeakable suffering, subjected to both sexual assault and suffocation. The revelation sent jolts through the nation, igniting a firestorm of outrage and grief. The arrest of Antoinette Davis, Shaniya's own mother, sent agitations through the community. Accused of the unthinkable, she faced charges of human trafficking, child abuse, and filing a false police report. The allegations painted a horrifying picture of a mother's betrayal, a dark act that defied all notions of maternal love and protection. Authorities alleged that Davis had callously sold her innocent daughter to Mario Mcneel to settle a drug debt. In her own words, she said, "I gave her to him to cover $200. He was only supposed to have sex." The revelation of such a heinous act ignited a firestorm of outrage and disbelief, as the public struggled to comprehend the depths of degeneracy that could lead a mother to sacrifice her child for such a vile purpose. Mario Mcneel, a man shrouded in darkness, was charged with the monstrous crimes of first-degree murder, first-degree rape, and kidnapping. His actions, a chilling testament to human evil, sent shocks through the community. Surveillance footage captured the chilling moment when Mcneel carried the innocent Shaniya into a hotel room, a scene that would forever haunt the minds of those who witnessed it. The image of the young girl, so vulnerable and defenseless in the clutches of her captor, ignited a turmoil of public outrage and a desperate plea for justice. The trials of Antoinette Davis and Mario Mcneel unfolded as a harrowing saga of justice, a stark confrontation with the darkest corners of the human soul. Mcneel, the embodiment of evil, was found guilty on all counts. His conviction, a testament to the overwhelming evidence against him. The jury's verdict, a unanimous decision to impose the ultimate penalty, reflected the gravity of his crimes and the profound impact that they had on the life of a young child. Davis, the child's own mother, faced a different path. She entered an Alford plea, a legal maneuver that allowed her to avoid a trial while acknowledging the strength of the prosecution's case. This decision, while sparing her from the full weight of the legal process, could not erase the moral culpability she bore. The court sentenced her to a lengthy prison term, a punishment that, while severe, could never fully compensate for the irreparable harm she had inflicted upon her innocent daughter. The tragic case of Shaniya Davis sent trauma through the nation, leaving an indelible mark on the collective conscience. The horrific details of her ordeal exposed the dark underbelly of child exploitation and abuse, a scourge that continues to plague society. The case served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of children and the urgent need for greater protection. Beyond the immediate tragedy, Shaniya's story raised profound questions about the role of parents in safeguarding their children. The actions of her mother, Antoinette Davis, sparked intense debate and condemnation as people grappled with the incomprehensible notion of a parent betraying their child's trust in such a horrific manner. The case underscored the importance of parental responsibility and the devastating consequences of neglect and abuse. Here are the facts of the case. Shaniya Davis, a 5-year-old girl from Fayetteville, North Carolina, was tragically murdered in November 2009. Her mother, Antoinette Davis, was involved in a disturbing plot that led to Shaniya's death. Shaniya was reported missing on November 10, 2009. Her body was found 6 days later in a wooded area. An autopsy revealed that she had been sexually assaulted and suffocated. Antoinette Davis, Shaniya's mother, was arrested and charged with human trafficking, child abuse, and filing a false police report. She was accused of selling her daughter to Mario Mcneel to settle a drug debt. Mcneel was charged with first-degree murder, first-degree rape, and kidnapping. Surveillance footage showed him carrying Shaniya into a hotel room. Both Davis and Mcneel were convicted. Mcneel was sentenced to death, while Davis received a lengthy prison sentence. This heartbreaking case highlighted the dangers of child exploitation and abuse and sparked widespread outrage and condemnation. As we close this episode, our thoughts and condolences are with the victims' families for all our stories. Losing a loved one is never easy, but losing them in such a violent way is a wound that never fully heals. As always, we thank you for your support. Don't forget to subscribe to Crime Cat Podcast for more bone-chilling, wicked, and twisted episodes.